Shalom. Giving all praises to Yahweh Bashem Yahushua Bashem Rakakontah. Shalom to the 144,000 and the rest of the elect out there. Shalom to you all. And I'm going to entitle this video Marital, Grape, and Polygamy. Anyway, I'll just say this before I go on. Our job here, if we believe that we're prophets or disciples or apostles, pastors or whatever of the Most High, first of all, you have to be an Israelite. And this salvation is for the Israelites only. So that's our main topic is I sum it up in one precept, which we all know by heart, Matthew 10:5-6. But go rather to the lost sheep. Don't go to the Gentiles. Don't go to any of the Gentiles. It's not for the Gentiles, but go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. And as you go, tell them that the kingdom of heaven is at hand for you. That's the only book, chapter, and verse you need to go to. If a Christian or anybody says, oh, other nations can be saved, what about the Gentiles? Well, if he said that don't go to the Gentiles, then did the Lord change his mind? Did Yahweh have a change of heart? So I'm saying all that to say this, that our main, bringing it home, the main thing is to teach the Israelites that teach the so-called Negro, West Indian, Puerto Rican, that they're the Israelites. And then there's the elect. Israel as a whole are the elect. That's in Isaiah 45:17, if I'm not mistaken. Not going to go to it. And there's an elect within the elect, because you're going to have Israel that's not going to receive this truth, so they're not the elect of the elect. Let's say it that way, because it said in Matthew 24 that if it were possible, they would deceive the very elect. Well, the very elect is not talking about the whole nation of Israel. It's talking about a certain segment of the Israelites. So that's this, the simplicity of the gospel, of the scriptures, of this truth. Now, if you have other nations, Edomites, you just tell them they're going into captivity, that you're Edomite and you're going into captivity. We don't have to have arguments about polygyny. I said polygyny, marital, grape. But anyway, and this is really a straw man argument, because anything out of when you go into the scriptures, your main concern should be, am I one of the elect? Am I going to be chosen, whether I'm a Gentile or not? Am I going to be in the kingdom? And the answer is, if you're another nation, no. That's the only argument. So let me just bring this back. See how far I can bring this back.
Earn up to 5% cash back rewards on gas, so you can ingest next.
Yeah, Tazariak is
Harold has metastatic prostate cancer, but like you, Harold has stuff to do. He takes Nubeca.
We use the word grape, right?
Okay, let me do this.
A black man do that to his wife? Didn't make grape. Now, I didn't say that they only did it. Let me rephrase. I never.
It's just low. That's all it is. I'll turn you.
And why is he on a secular show? This is a secular show. I'm not here to go on a show with Edomites and other people to, answer their biblical questions. I'm here. My focus is on the Israelites, and they got to get right with the Most High, because it's and tell them too that the chip is coming. See, none of these guys are teaching that the chips, that the microchip is part of the gospel too. That if you take it, you're going to die here in Babylon the Great. so let's go ahead and listen.
The floor is yours.
Yes, I just wanted to ask,
Tiger, real quick. Your audio is low. Is it any way where you can?
you can't hear me?
I could hear you. It's just low. That's all it is. I'll turn you up from my end, but go ahead. I'll turn you up from my end.
Yeah, so I just wanted to ask one question. Why is it that you postulate that it's only white people who are capable of forceful violence?
Now, I didn't say that they only did it. I didn't. Well, let me rephrase. I never said that they're the only ones capable of it. I didn't say that.
Okay, well, you make the claim that's what your people do, as in
right.
And I'm looking at this picture here. I see you got the beard, lawful beard. He's lined up, which is not lawful. He's got a mustache, and he got no beard on his face, and he's smoking a stogie. So you know the spirit ain't working with him. This is not for other nations.
Referencing.
Yeah, I made that in reference to white people are in charge of the government.
Jake, don't talk like that. I made that Jake, don't say that in the hood. I made that in reference to. Stop trying to sound like an Edomite.
To laws, and they didn't make grape illegal until 1993. And so when I was saying that's your.
So prior to 1993 in this country, you can grape your wife. I went to Google. I'm gonna bring it up.
Make grape illegal until 1993.
Yeah, grape of a wife. Yeah, grape of a wife was not illegal until 19.
I'm pretty sure the captains of Iraq looked it up. Got the research. I know one thing in New York. This was as of 5-6 years ago. Prior to maybe 2010. I think the law was changed in 2014 or something like that. Where you can, in New York State, you can legally marry, a man can legally marry a girl that's 14 years old. And they changed that. But if you have, mixed relations and you're not married, you can be arrested, but you can marry, you have to legally get married to a girl that's 14, you can be 28. Then they recently changed the laws. In certain states, the legal age for a woman to get married to a man of any age was 12 in certain states, like the Bible Belt states.
1993. So when I said your people, I'm saying your people in regards to that law. Could a black man do that to his wife? Yes. I never said a black man couldn't. I'm just talking about when it comes to that law. They was graping their wives, and they did not go to jail for it.
Yeah, so that's just completely false. But
what's false?
Yeah, because you can't just say. Okay, where are your stats on that? That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard.
No, when you say what's false, what's false?
Okay, because it wasn't. They didn't explicitly use the word grape, right? Doesn't mean that that's not what they were being prosecuted for. They, like Andrew already pointed out, like they would be prosecuted for battery and these other things, and that would be divorce, and they would be jailed for it.
Can you show me
always
where
been.
We're not talking about battery. We're talking about
prosecuted for graping. Because here's the thing
just
for
because
me:
it
if you gotta
explicitly
actually create a
use the
law
word
for it,
grape in law, doesn't mean that the law wasn't enforced.
if you gotta actually create a law for it, then that means that they was doing that. That's why they create the law for it, right?
No, that's a word concept of fallacy.
It's not a word concept.
Yeah, it is.
What it wasn't a law before night, so why was it made a law?
It was a law. They just didn't
Why
explicitly
was
use
it
the word
made
grape.
a law?
It was already a prosecutable offense, right? It was.
Where's the facts, Esau? And he's an Edomite, or he might be. No, he's an Edomite. Anyway, so I looked it up. Was graping your wife ever legal in the United States? For much of the U.S. history, for much of U.S. history, marital grape was not legally recognized as a crime. Let me read that again. For much of U.S. history, marital grape was not legally recognized as a crime. So you can grape your wife because you came into contract, right? So on the contract, she has a headache. Well, you deal with the headache. I'm going to smack it up and flip it. Smack it up, flip it, rub it down. But you deal with it. I'll give you some aspirins. If she don't want to have it and he wants to have it, because, you know, back in the day, it says to obey your husband. That goes back to he that getteth a woman getteth a possession. All right, you own her. And that goes back to biblical law, where you had Hebrew Israelite men that sold their daughters to other Israelite men, and that man that purchased the daughter, he can either say that's going to be my woman, or that's going to be my son's wife, or she's just going to be a servant, and she's going to be a servant unto me until she dies. Maybe another servant, male Hebrew, which he's under the law of the Hebrew man, another Hebrew man, for 7 years he's let free with substance. This is talking about among Israelites. And if he falls in love with a fellow servant that's a handmaid, which is an Israelite, when it's time for him to go to 7 years, he's let free with substance. He cannot take his wife. If he had children, he cannot take his children with him. They're not his children. They're householders, the master's children. The same thing goes to the United States. When you have birth certificates and so forth, the children that you have with your wife, they're not your children. They're the state's children. That's why they can come in there and take your children if they feel that you're not taking care of your children. A lot of people don't know the law. A lot of people in America are stupid. Most people are. It says this legal exemption rooted in English common law. So it came from England. Stemmed from the belief that a wife, through marriage, implicitly consented to marital relations. In other words, you signed the contract, big boy. Sign the contract. I had to put that in there. You signed the contract, so I can. If you got a headache, if you had an operation where you had an elbow operation, or you in pain, but I get the feeling that's you can't. You know, there's nothing wrong. Hey, I can do what I got to do. Okay, relations with her husband, and this consent couldn't be unilaterally revoked or unilaterally revoked. Excuse me. Let me read that again. For much of U.S. history, marital grape was not legally recognized as a crime. She don't want to have it no more. She got a headache. She sprained the ankle. She don't feel like having it. Hey, okay, baby. You know, just turn over and, you know, I'm going to do what I got to do, whether you like it or not. He that getteth a woman getteth a possession. So let's read this. Marital rape in the United States. Wikipedia, marital rape in the United States. Marital rape, U.S. law in the United States. Let me open this up. marital grape, U.S. law in the United States of America, refers to the unlawful and collective forms of partner grape, domestic violence, and or sexual abuse by marital spouse unto another, and is illegal in all 50 states. The exact causes of offense vary by state. However, and if the unlawful act is another form of sexual assault, prior to the 1970s, marital grape was legal in every U.S. state. Let me read that again. Prior to the 70s or 1970s, marital grape was legal in every U.S. state and only first became partially outlawed in Michigan and Delaware in 1974. Then wholly outlawed in South Dakota and Nebraska in 75. The court case, Oregon versus Ridey Out, is in 1978, was the first in which someone stood trial for graping their spouse while they live together. Hey, marriage for men is it's bad for men, it's good for women. They get most of the benefits, you know? So you'll be a fucking fool if you legally got married with the state. By 1993, okay, here's what like I said, Captain Desariac researched it, so when he made the statement, he said 93, if I'm not mistaken. By 1993, marital grape was a crime nationwide. Still in the 90s, most states continue to differentiate between the way marital grape and non-marital grape were viewed and treated. The laws surrounding marital grape in the United States continue to change and evolve, with most states reforming their laws far into the 21st century. However, there are still states where marital grape and non-marital grape are treated quite differently under the law, with the definition of what is marital grape or non-marital grape being disputed in some states. So some states hey, you're gonna get married, and find out what state, allows that. So I'm not gonna. Okay, here's 93 again. 93. That's when the big change. I don't know what happened in 93. But prior to the 70s, you get legally married. He can bust it down anytime he wants. Whether you got a headache, you sprain your ankle, you hurt your pinky toe, you're sick, you got a cold, got the fever, too bad. Headache, take an aspirin. So you'd be a fucking fool to marry a woman, period. You'd be a fucking fool to live with a woman. So let's come on back over here. Over here. But my thing is this. I wouldn't be on this show because I'm not a celebrity Israelite. Captain Desariac is a celebrity Israelite. He likes a spot. He likes Captain. He's like Alizé, formerly Chief High Priest Grand Poobah Alizé, which they're going back and forth with each other. I'm not watching a video where Alizé said because they were cool, which was not a good union because they don't believe in the same thing. Alazar told Tazariak that, yeah, you stole my style. But I don't know about no style. Most High didn't say speak in a certain style. Just teach. If you're giving somebody directions to go somewhere, you don't do it with a certain style or pizzazz. You just say you go up 3 lights, make a left, make a right, boom, you're there. Have a nice day. That's it. Not do the moonwalk. So let's listen to a little bit more. And this is empty talk. This is going nowhere.
Under the category of assault and battery.
I'm just going to read it. The marital United States of America refer to the... wait a minute. I'm sorry. Prior to the 1970s.
And where's your source? As Tariq Nasheed would say, cause you white and you say so. In other words, I'm a white. I said it. Well, where's the source? I'm white. That's my only source. Cause I said it. And I'm a white man. Actually, he's a
marital rape was legal in every U.S.
Okay, he's reading the same thing that I just read. He googled it up.
State. That's what it says. Legal. Come on, man. It's legal.
And see, these Edomites are looking stupid because they assume that they smarter than us. We're better, we're smarter. If there is a God, he looks just like us. They don't realize that we do research. If I knew when Captain Tazariak said at 93, we mentioned the year 93, I knew he did. It was all in the back of my mind. He did the research. He got the paperwork. He possesses the receipts. The only argument if you have with the Edomite is showing them that you're an Edomite. You might be a Jake that looks like Edomite. If you're an actual Edomite, descended from Esau, you're going into captivity, and then there's going to come a time where we're going to gather you up and we're going to get rid of you. We're going to put out the trash, delete you for good.
Yes, you don't think that if a woman were to file a police report and say my husband raped me, that they...
Okay, well, you know what? Then you can, I remember when parents used to whip their children, couldn't call the cops. Now, I believe they can arrest you. So your children become crazy people to shoot up a store or something because you didn't discipline, you didn't have the power to discipline your children. The missiles cannot come quick enough. Y'all know me for saying that. The missiles cannot come quick enough. And these devils got to be taken out of the way.
Arrest him and prosecute him for assault and battery.
So like you going to...
So that means, hey, I can get married, we have the honeymoon. After the honeymoon, she don't give me no side. I don't feel like having every night. No, no. Don't work that way. The missiles cannot come quick enough. The missiles cannot come quick enough. They should have came last week. They should have came last year. This man is done. You got a madman that's leading this country, the king of Babylon. He's talking about putting a $50 million bounty on the president of Venezuela. Can you imagine that? Well, you don't have to imagine that. He actually did it. This man, here he goes right there. He's going to usher in, I believe he's going to usher in the missiles. If it comes during his presidency, of course. He's going to usher in, make the announcement that everybody got to get a chip. Then it's going to be down to maybe 2-3 months before we out of here. That's when you can really say we out of here. But once they put the chip out there, everybody's tested, then the missiles are going to come. So he doesn't know that. These two don't know that.
So anecdotal evidence is cool. I'm just talking about the law itself. Anecdotal evidence, if you was to show me.
And this devil's caught up in his goddamn emotions, man. Another reason why I say the missiles cannot come quick
The
enough.
one or two people that was prosecuted. That's anecdotal. But the law, the fact that it says it was legal to do, that's your people that wrote it. We didn't write that law. We didn't say it was legal.
What do you mean, your people, sir?
You devils. That's what you should have said. What I mean by you devils. You devils. That's what I mean. You devils. Here it is, a race thing. You're separating the races. Man, if you had a brother walk through the neighborhood, in your neighborhood, they're going to call the cops. You know what they're going to say? They're going to speak code. There's a suspicious guy walking through the neighborhood. First thing the cops is going to think is a nigger or one of the Latin tribes. And we call ICE. Let me hear this again. This is why I said call the cops on these clown-ass Christians.
But the law, the fact that it says it was legal to do, that's your people that wrote it. We didn't write that law. We didn't say it was legal.
What do you mean, your people, sir?
You know exactly what we mean, you fucking devil.
Constitution, the laws, we don't write laws. We follow laws. When I'm saying we, I'm talking about like blacks and Latinos, you're not making those laws. Y'all making those laws. So if it was legal, that's you white folk that did it.
Hey, Tiger, I'll leave you with one more question. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, just one more, and I won't.
A perfect opportunity to tell him he's an Edomite, and then you can go to the Bible. It's all about bringing people to the Bible and telling them where the Israelites.
Taking more time. Okay, just let me ask.
Oh, I found something out, and I can't say it. Can't even put up the video because it would take. They probably delete my page. It's the situation with the war over there, Gaza and Israel and Palestine, and children are dying left and right. There's things going on behind the scenes that the mainstream, what do you call it? The mainstream media, MSM, mainstream media will not put out. Period. And they know it. There's some diabolical, wicked, evil, devilish shit going on, and they're keeping that shit hush hush. And like I said, I can't speak on it, but it's some wicked, demonic, devilish, adrenochrome shit going on. Some wicked, diabolical, demonic, evil shit that's going on, and they showing their colors, man. So, but I can't say nothing on it. They might cut this video for even, hinting at it. There's some diabolical, demonic, wicked, devilish shit going on one side, the side of the Edomites. And them Palestinians, I believe that have to be. It has to be. Jake among them. That's a slaughter, man. That's a genocide. You can't, but American media won't say that, man. American media, nobody listens, nobody watches them. Nobody listens to them. They know that they're lying.
One more question. So, Andrew asked you this and you didn't actually answer. You just said, my people would never do that, which is absurd. But I'm just going to ask you again.
Yeah,
if a man were to force himself upon a woman, does that make her his wife now?
No. I actually answered.
No, wait a minute. Oh, wait a minute. Tazariak is going off. Tazariak is going off.
Let me ask one more question. So,
I'm glad that Edomite, he looks like Edomite. I'm glad he asked that question because that opens up a whole nother can of worms.
Andrew asked you this and you didn't actually answer. You just said, my people would never do that, which is absurd. But I'm just going to ask you again.
Yeah,
if a man were to force himself upon a woman, does that make her his wife now?
If she's not married to another man, or she's not espoused to another man. He's not engaged, betrothed to another man. If he took the woman by force, I'm gonna let you listen to it again. If he took the woman by force, she does not have a man. She's not engaged. Do they become husband and wife? Absolutely, absolutely. So Captain Tazariak, you are wrong on that. And you know, ICBK, they got on us about the grape thing, and you guys are guilty for taking away and adding to the law, which is in Deuteronomy chapter 4. You got to read chapter 4, chapter 3, chapter 6, 5, chapter 6, chapter 4, and chapter 6 goes into the law, how you got to teach your neighbors the law, speak about the law instead of talking about who's going to win the playoffs, NBA playoffs, or the Super Bowl. No, you talk about the law. You talk about the scriptures. The only conversation, and everybody's guilty of not teaching. You have conversation about a lot of different things. Every time you have a conversation, it's about the questioning people, your sons, the law. Because that's what it's going to be like in the kingdom. So let me bring this back one day. Hey, the white man got you, Captain. He got you, Captain. So here it is for y'all brothers. You know you got it. So you don't say I'm putting words in Captain Tazariak's mouth. Esau got you. This is around 5:44 of a 38-minute, 16-second video. Let me bring it back again. I'm surprised I heard this. You should have got it. You should have known by now.
Just let me ask one more question. So,
boy, that devil. Hey, that devil pulled out a dagger and he hit you under the fifth rib. That was a dagger shot.
Andrew asked you this and you didn't actually answer. You just said, my people would never do that, which is absurd. But I'm just going to ask you again.
Yeah, I mean,
if a man were to force himself upon a woman, does that make her his wife now?
No. I actually answered.
Absolutely, positively, wrong. Captain Tazariak is a wrong. Not wrong, is wrong, is a wrong. Captain Tazariak, Yahawada is wrong. Esau, Uncle Esau got you. We got to hear that again. Because I know, brothers, it's going to make... See? Hey, it may come back to bite you. Record everything. It may come back to bite you. I'm having fun. I'm bugging out. That argument going back to 2012. When Polite came up in the great thing and we read it. And all them camps came up against us, man. GMS is the worst camp. They teaching. They going off. The Most High ain't dealing with them niggas. Well, guess what? It came up again. Let's do this. I'm going to have some fun with this. Okay. So, I can't believe it. I can actually say Captain Tazariak is wrong. So if it was legal, that's you white folk.
Hey, Tiger, I'll leave you with one more question. Go ahead.
He pulled out that Edomite, pulled out that dagger quick. He said, I'm gonna get this in. In his mind, he said, I'm gonna get this Tigger. I'm gonna get this Tigger right here. You didn't see him pull that fucking dagger out. Cain style. Okay, hey Tigger. I'll leave you with one more question. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah, just one more, and I won't take any more time. Okay, just let me ask one more question. So, Andrew asked you this, and you didn't actually answer. You just said, my people would never do that, which is absurd. But I'm just going to ask you again.
Yeah, I mean,
if a man were to force himself upon a woman.
Oh, he got that dagger up in under the fifth rib. When I stick it to you, you got to have fun with this. This is why dudes fall off, because they don't have fun with this.
Does that make her his wife now?
No, I actually.
Hey, y'all don't have a topic to talk about, go into. Well, I don't have a topic. This is a topic right here. Captain Desariak said no. That's not the guy's wife. That don't make. Yes, it is in Israel in the law, Deuteronomy 22. Start at the 25th verse and read down to the 28th, 29th verse. And I don't got to go through it. We went through this. We broke it down, man. Oh, even IUIC said many, many years ago that if you legally get married to a woman recognized by IUIC, you can grape your woman. So they're gonna get on the GMS, grape. They all did. IUIC teaches it. He said if you marry her, you can grape her.
Actually answered that question. I said, when you go back and listen, I said you said what?
Okay, go ahead, answer it again.
No, hey, be quiet. I'm answering if you stop.
Don't get mad. Don't get emotional. You see, this devil sitting a little bit higher in the seat. He pulled out that daggone Tazariak and he got you. You bleeding all over the place, Captain. I mean, you my brother, but goddamn, Esau got you.
Stop interrupting. So now, what I said then and what I said now, great.
It seems it hit a nerve. The Edomite, hearing after the Edomite, he said, I asked you this question before. He took a sip of his beverage, and he smoked his stogie, and he's about 2 inches higher in the seat. Uncle Tiger, and Captain Zariak's heartbeat went up a little bit lower. He's a little bit angry. So let's listen. Let's listen.
It is unlawful in the Bible, so you cannot do that, and then that's still your woman. No.
Where's the scriptures at? Where's that scripture? Anybody? IUIC, Alizar, Genesis. Genesis. What about Genesis? They still come. They take the same stand as Captain Tazariak or the ISUPK. So this is not looking good.
No, you can't. You see how clean that is? But up until 1970, you can grape your wife. It was legal.
Ultimately, that came from the scriptures. In the ancient world, you had a wife, you can get her when you want to get her. I don't give a damn how she's feeling. The headache, the head, some aspirin, get on all fours or whatever. Or get on your back. You have a choice. So the question of if you grape a woman, we could say among Israel, among the Israelites. Israelite man in the field sees a beautiful woman. He grabs the woman up. He penetrates the woman, whether she's pregnant or not. He skeets in the woman. And it comes back to the father. The father cannot. The father can be mad. Yes, he can be mad. He can be mad. Because you're disrespecting the father. That's what you're doing. But he can't kill. He can't lock the man up. He can't kill the man. If he said, I'm killing the man because he graped my daughter, guess what? You're going to be killed. You're going to be killed. Y'all got to go deeper in the law. Y'all teach the Hebrew. Go into the Hebrew. So I'm spreading this out like red sauce on a pizza. You know how you spread it out?
See the difference between God's laws and the white man's laws? That's why God's laws are better than the white man.
Well, one of God's, as you said, one of God's laws is if you grape a woman, in this case, we're dealing with Israel, Israelite man, back in Israel, ancient world, after Moses got the commandments and gifted him, one of the laws that Moses gave to him, if a man, what if that ever comes up? If a man gets a desire to grape an Israelite woman, what's the consequences? He has to pay the father 50 shekels. And I did the numbers on math on it. That's a lot of money. That's a lot of money. Let's just say it would be considered thousands upon thousands of dollars. You had to be very well off to pay the father the 50 shekels of silver. I'm not going to go all into the math. Somebody else could do it. I did it before.
Man's laws.
Okay. All right, that's all I had.
Okay. Appreciate the support, Uncle Tiger. Appreciate the support, man. Have a blessed
one.
Peace.
One more, Cooley, and then that's it.
All right, cool. I'll get one more up for you. Looks like, and then I see all the super chats. I'm gonna go ahead and get through this.
And I believe Captain Elazar told Captain Tazariak, about a 10,000. Somebody gonna put up 10,000. I believe it was this guy. I believe he's the one that's going to put up the 10,000. A major debate, Captain Zariak versus Guerrilla Hebrew, Alzel, whatever. I believe they didn't say, but somebody going to put up 10,000 for a debate because they'll stand and make 100,000 or more. See, a lot of these people on YouTube, professional YouTubers, they're becoming millionaires off of YouTube.
Super chats as well. I got you. Do you mind staying for some of the super chats just to answer some of the questions, or no?
Yeah, no, because you saying you're gonna read them and you want me to answer.
I would just read them. Okay. Yeah, and some of them may be to you, and you can just answer them. But I'll get one more person up.
All right, no sweat.
All right, cool. Okay. Welcome to No Fugazi Podcast. Can I hear you? Speak for me. I can't hear you.
If nothing's happened, I'm gonna cut this short.
Hello?
Who are you?
I'm a survivor, just like you.
I just want to go home.
All right, well, let's try another one real quick. We got Glenn Lawrence. Glenn Lawrence, welcome to No Fugazi Podcast. The floor is yours.
Yeah, so a couple questions. I didn't get the definitive answer how he thought the West would be saved by polygyny. Like, was there? Do you believe that, like, yes, it can be saved by polygyny? Like, polygyny changes.
My answer wasn't as simple as just polygyny. My answer was yes for polygyny, but sex education would have to be a part of that.
Okay, well, I believe that sex education is good. I think that that would be a good solution, because I think the problem with both of it is lack of.
Well, nature is going to cause that to take place. Polygyny, because 7 women shall take hold of 1 man, is going to take place on this side. IUIC, concubinism, harems. The news now is, as of a couple of days ago, 300,000 women lost their jobs. Got a lot of women on YouTube and on TikTok and so forth doing these shorts. They lost their job. They get beautiful women. Now they got to get a man. They got to get a man, and they got to learn how to share. So IUIC is wrong, and IUIC is, when are they ever right? IUIC is always wrong because you got the head of the thing, the head of the IUIC. He's so filled up with emotions. He's an emotional cat. Another guy that likes the limelight.
Good patriarchy.
When you say lack of,
regardless if you have monogamy or polygyny, if you don't have good patriarchs running the home,
I agree.
Neither one of them are going to be successful.
But I actually agree with that. So when I'm saying education, I'm talking about education on what it means to be the patriarch as well. So like, we don't teach men to just go out. You gotta let me finish, dude. You gotta let me finish, because if you talking, I'm talking, I'm not even hearing what you're saying. You just sound like, thank you, I appreciate that. So you can't. We don't teach that men to just go out there and start sleeping with a bunch of women. We teach that you the head of that woman.
Yeah, you take them into your fold, and if you do, you're dealing with it. She deals with somebody else on the side. you have the right to pursuant to ancient biblical law. What you're going to go back to biblical law, you have the right to delete her and the man that she laid with. And the reason why you Jake women do what you do, you sleep around, because there's one law that's not being applied, is the law of adultery, the penalty for adultery. If the law of adultery, let's say the president, the purge, you can follow. We give you right to follow the law. Do anything you want to do as long as it's in the laws of the scriptures, the biblical law, the law of the Most High given to Moses. One of them being adultery. The next morning you're gonna have a shortage of women and men. This is why I say you can get an Edomite woman. You can get any woman you want on this side. And on the side to come. You can get any woman you want. If I see a woman, when I do my walk, I see these pretty Edomite women, and they got the little shorts, and you can see, and they always wave at me, because they catch me looking at them. And they might say, "Oh, this guy, he's creepy." They like it when you look at him. Although they play off like they don't, Edomite men, they don't even look at these women. They just walk. They're walking. The music playing in their head is doop 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 doop. They're just walking. Like I said, let some, they got to be built like a Latina or a Jake woman. They got to have the curves. They got to have the look. Let some Edomite woman, hi, how you doing? What you doing? Oh, hard. Maybe we should walk together sometimes. Hey, I'm getting it, and y'all ain't gonna know. Then again, you might know. I might get a harem, and I might do a video showing my harem off. But I'm not thinking like that. My mindset is pushing this word out. So let's go ahead and listen. So we found out that Captain Desariac made a statement that Uncle Tigger, he pulled out that dagger, and he said, I asked you this before. And when he asked him about that, you can see that the captain got upset. You can see you can clearly hear his voice. His voice changed, and his heart rate went up a little bit. He got a little pissed off, So you got to look at body language.
Right, that's what the Bible says. The Bible says the head of every woman is the man. So being the head of her is how you establish the patriarchy. So you have to actually court a woman before you can actually lay with her. And once you establish,
unless she's so fine, you just take it. You don't got to have counsel. In Israel, back in the day, thousands of years ago, when we was in our land, they did not counsel you on how to grape a woman. You saw a woman, you took it, that's your wife. You don't got to go to no counseling. There's nothing in the scripture where it said you got to go to the counseling of the priest. So what the hell are you adding to the scriptures again? This is why we say, why you think GMS says we got 100% truth?
Then you can lay with another woman. But you're learning how to actually be in charge of that woman to establish your...
Well, learning how to be in charge is from your father. You learn things from your father. It says, teach your sons the law. I believe that's Deuteronomy chapter 6. As a matter of fact, it is Deuteronomy chapter 6. It says, teach your neighbor, speak about the law, teach your sons the law. There's not too many words. So when you get that, and then your father teaches you, you can take it if you want. But let me just say this: that's not a respectable thing to do. The respectable thing to do is to inquire of the father, get to know, or maybe sometime the two fathers work out a thing. Perfect example: Isaac and Rebekah. First time Isaac saw Rebekah, and the first time Rebekah saw Isaac, They never saw each other. They didn't even know they didn't even know their names. And they immediately went into the tent, and he popped her a couple of times, inside joke. And then what does it say? And she became his wife. And that was a love story right there. They were in love with each other. I don't think they ever had an argument. They ain't never had an argument. They were in love. That was the, what do you call it? Soulmates. Now that was Yahweh Shai. Now I don't know who Rebecca is today.
Authority over that woman, because you are her authority. You are her boss. But I do agree. That's why you heard me say polygamy and
there's a reason why you don't have co-ed prisons. Is that the right word? Co-ed? Co-educational? You know what I mean. Somebody give me another word if I'm not using the right word. In the prison system, you got the men prison, you got the women. Then you even got Edomites. These federal prisons, you got the Edomites around each other. They separate races. They got the Mexicans, you got the Edomites, you got Jake. Jake got their gangs, Muslims, whatever the hell they do. And sometimes they go to war. There's a reason why Esau does not allow women and men. It'll be cheaper. You got one big prison. You don't have to have two women. There's a reason why they don't have women and men together. Because you know why? Oh, that would be, oh my goodness. That's shit. That's like a kid going to Disney World for the next year. He's good for everything you want to do. Anything you want to do. I mean, that's paradise right there. Because you already know the first night, women they're gonna get popped. They're gonna get raped. And they don't care if you like me. I don't care if you like me or don't like me or think I'm cute. I think you're cute. Fuck what you think of me. I'm overpowered. That's human nature, my nigga. That's human nature. So Esau, everything that Esau does, he studies this. He counsels. He has his best psychiatrists and shrinks and so forth get forth, and they say we're going to do it this way and that way. The reason why they don't have, let me use the word co-ed, prisons, male and female getting together, because they're going to be a lot of women pregnant. They're going to be, and motherfuckers are going to be committing crimes just to go to prison. They're going to be kicking niggas out of prison. They're going to be fighting. When you go before the parole board, they're going to let you know, I don't want to go. I don't want to go. So that's human nature. The laws of the Most High are based upon human nature. So it's going to happen anyway. It's getting ready to happen. And let's thank the Lord for Trump. He's making it hard for you women. DEI bullshit. So now women are desperate. There's a lot of fine women out there that are homeless. And what's the song? Ain't Too Proud to Beg. What's the group? Damn. They ain't sung in so long. Damn, what's the name of the damn group? I Ain't Too Proud to Beg. But Left Eye. Goddamn. Not Destiny's Child. They ain't sung in so long. Let me see. Let me open this up. Who sung the song I Ain't Too Proud to Beg?
According to en.wikipedia.org, Ain't Too Proud to Beg is a 1966 song and hit single by The Temptations for Motown Records' Gordy label, written by Norman Whitfield and Edward Holland Jr.
Left Eye Lopez. Left Eye Lopez. What's the name of the group? Damn, I can't find it. Yeah, you know, let me see. And she was the Ephraimite, by the way. Father the Ephraimite. Or TLC. TLC. How can I forget? Right? They did a song called I Ain't Too Proud to Beg. And that's what women are going to be learning, that song. So they're going to have to come and beg. They're going to have to come and bow down to us. You understand? Let me listen to a little bit more. I'm going long. You know.
Monogamy needs that type of education because we don't have that now. It's just sex, and that's it.
Do you think it's kind of like misleading or confusing when you said we need sex education, right? And
the sex education, such as war, we didn't have boot camp in Israel for war. Your father taught you the use of the bow. Your father taught you war. And that's what every Jake man in America, all Jake men, Israelite men that have fathers, but even if you know, one family, one parent household woman, all your sons, and some of your daughters too, but you teach them, all your sons should have a heavy background in martial arts, boxing, jiu-jitsu, freestyle wrestling, Greco-Roman wrestling, knowing how to hit the weights, exercise, proper diet. You don't learn that in a mother household, because she ain't fucking right. They all get fucking fat and out of shape. You should learn how to heal yourself. You should learn all these things. But like I said, the main thing on the list is you need to learn how to learn martial arts, boxing, wrestling, Greco-Roman, freestyle wrestling, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai. If you can legally, if you can get a weapon, like I said, legally get a weapon. Legally. You gotta know how to do that. You gotta know tactics of war. See, the way it should be in America, when somebody joins the military or is the draft, you don't have to have basic training. They already know how to fucking fight. You know what I'm saying? So let's listen.
Then we need polygyny. But sex education has nothing to do with teaching them how to be a patriarch.
Sex education, right? At the surface level, just sounds like take your rod, put it in a woman. That's your wife. That's what it sounds. That's what people hear. Even when we.
Well, that's all you got to do to make her your wife. That's all you got to do, whether she likes it or not.
Say sex is marriage. That's what they hear.
Now here we go. I can't help it if I'm popping, see them watch I feel fabulous.
And we say that sometimes for the shock value of it, you know, because it's like, how could you say that? But the education comes from you have to stay with that woman.
Yeah, well, that's true. That is true, and I agree. I agree with him 100%. You can't drop the woman. Now in the law, Moses, they allowed it, as Yahushua said, because they were wicked anyway. They were going to do it any goddamn way. But as it is from the beginning, the man leaves his parents, his father and mother, and gets with his wife, and they cleave. Not two men getting together. Like I said, what I always say, the missiles cannot come quick enough.
To stay with that man. That forces a man to think twice. So, like, let's say if there's a woman out there, she got a big booty, big breasts, flat booty, big breast, whatever type of woman you like. But she's an absolute monster. In this society, you will hustle her out of her drawers because in your mind, all you're thinking about is, I want to sleep with her.
And that's also in the scriptures. These guys equate. They'll take Deuteronomy 22 and say, oh, that's not grape GMS. That's enticing her. Nope. Even the Bible Hub will tell you that. Give me a second. Let me do this. No, let me do it this way. Deuteronomy 22. Let's start at 25. 25. But if a man find a betrothed down in the field and force her, and lie with her, the man only lay with her shall die. Right, it says an engaged woman and get put to death. Move on to 26th verse. But unto the day not do nothing, there is in the damsel no sin worthy of death. For as when a man rises against his neighbor and slayeth him, even so is this matter. For he found her in the field, and the betrothed damsel cried, screamed, and there was none to save her. If she didn't scream, they both got put to death. If a man find a damsel that is a virgin, that's never been touched by a man, not engaged, which is not engaged, and lie with her, take hold of her and lie with her, and lie with her, and they be found. Now I'm going to show you something. He, as you read on down to 29th verse, he got to give the father 50 shekels, and that becomes his wife, and you can't divorce her. She's with you for. So you got to think about that. Said, do I really? She look good, but what's she gonna look like 25 years from now? It is a diss. It is a diss toward the father. You're not supposed to do this, but if it happens, this is what, this is what you do. So let me see, Cambridge Bible. So this is not. So these guys will say, "Oh, he enticed her." No. He took her by force. It says intercourse with a virgin, not betrothed. A virgin not being touched by a man ever, not engaged. The man shall pay a bride price, and that's 50 shekels, Deuteronomy 22 and 22, and marry her without power of divorce. Now it says, now it goes here, it says for the seduction. This is what I want. This is when you entice a woman to, drop them drawers, as they say. Let me go to the. And if a man entice a maid that is not betrothed, meaning sweet talk the woman and lie with her, and we all know because we all did that, she ain't giving it up quick enough. You entice her with her, he shall surely endow her to be his wife. Let's look up the word entice. So Deuteronomy 22, 28, 29, 28 mainly. It isn't. No, that's enticing. No, that's in Exodus 22 and 16. Different law. Okay, I'm trying to find the word entice. Entice. Patha. Be open. To open her up. Open or wide. Tell her how beautiful she is. Tell her how fine she is. To make speeches make. Entice, deceive, persuade, right? Persuade, seduce. So let's come back over here. Let's listen to a little bit more.
in our society, which would lead to patriarchy, if you're not going to keep her, be in charge of her, correct her, do those things, then you can't and should not have sex with her because of the responsibility that comes with it. Patriarchy can only come with you learning your responsibility, you knowing your role as a man. It's not a woman's job to teach you how to be a man. A man has to teach you how to be a man. And
your father.
when you learn that, you'll be able to rule not only over women, because patriarchal society is not just about who you're having sex with. You can have one wife, you can have no wife, and still be patriarch, meaning being in charge.
Society means father-led, man-ruled, basically, right? But I think we have
patriarch is patriarch meaning the father.
We're always going to have a patriarch, a patriarchal society. It's determining whether it's going to be a good one or a bad one is the problem.
Yeah, but I was just going to say, but mandating either or as law is dangerous because you're forcing, like, relationships aren't a monolith. You got some brothers that's just content with one woman. And if you're content with that woman, I shouldn't come around you and say, hey man, get you 4 women, get you 5 women. And then you got some that...
Yeah, in this world, if myself, I have a woman that's, we good, I don't need no other woman if I'm doing this work. But eventually, ultimately in the kingdom, each Israelite man will have thousands of women and have thousands of children.
Want more than one, and the brother that only wants one shouldn't come to me and say, "Nah, you shouldn't do that." That's
now in the kingdom of heaven. That's not going to be the case. Every Israelite man will have thousands of women, and that includes women of the other nations.
So I got a quick question though in regards to what you said. So Cap, when do you think that it's necessary to use force, to make law, to create order, anything like that?
When it comes to marriage?
Well, when it comes to exactly what we're speaking about. When it comes to it could be marriage. It could be pretty much anything. Do you ever think it's necessary to use force?
So in our school, right? We have a 1-year rule in our school. So this is.
I mean, it's a good idea, but it's not biblical. If I was a part of the school, and I meet a woman in the school. Matter of fact, that did happen. When I first went to the main school, I met a sister in there. We had a relationship. And that was before the year, and that's before that rule. Ain't nobody going to tell me, oh, you got to wait. No. Motherfucker, I'm a grown-ass man. Ain't going to tell me, if I got feelings for a woman, I got to wait a year? Shit, you got to be crazy.
This could be an example of force.
But that's their rule.
So in our school,
the Kia Carnival.
On Medicare, living with diabetes, applying and wearing the Freestyle Libre.
Let's say Cooley comes into our school, get right, you know what I mean? He ain't biased with his moderation no more or anything like that. That's a little joke. But so Cooley comes into the school. When he comes into the school, let's say he...
Stop biting my style, Captain. That's a little joke. Y'all got that from us. No, I'm messing with y'all. But you got to put a little, little joke here, inside joke.
He sees a woman. That woman is off limits for 6 months. You can't even talk to her, even if you desire. So that's a form of force.
They're gonna kick. They'd have been and kick me out. The ISUBK. They'd have been and kick me out.
Why? Because we have to get you to change your mind state to understand what marriage is, to understand what being an Israelite is, your role. After 6 months, if you have a desire to her, You come to me, let's say if I'm the guy in charge, you come to me, you say, I want to court Danielle. I say, okay, y'all can court. Now, for the next 6 months, all y'all can do is court. No touching, no kissing.
Oh, no, that's not happening. Come on in here. That's not. How many of y'all agree with that? Give me a one give me a one in the chat. Oh, no. I got a feeling for 6 months, and then another 6 months. I got no. That's not happening. We're gonna be lying to the council. Real talk.
If you go out on a date or something like that, you have to ask permission to do so. So now that's another.
And what if they don't?
Oh, we go out on a date and things get, we get the feeling. No, we doing something. That's for damn sure. If I get kicked out, I say, hey, well, I got kicked out.
Adhere to this.
There's other camps out there that I can go to.
So that's the thing. But if they don't adhere to these guidelines,
there's a penalty for that.
And the penalty, would you have to then? Are you ever going to use force, physical force? The other part you said is like influence. Like if you're teaching someone. Anything to force them, because one of the things,
like you can get suspended, you can get like this discipline like that, physical, hands on. We don't do that, but there's other forms of discipline that we do.
I have a question about that. You said so they'll come to the church, right, and they ask you
school,
right?
School, not church.
School. All right, forgive me. Come to your school to ask you to court the woman, right? When did you isn't that superseding the father's role?
Ooh. And that's what IUIC does. I'll say if she has a father, the father's in the truth with his wife. He has a daughter. She grows up to of age of a woman. It comes down to the father. It comes down to the father. Okay? So that's a cut right there.
Are you not then robbing the fathers of his patriarchal position in the household?
No.
Because you may approve of him dating her, but that's his daughter, and he may not approve of that. He may not like
no,
that.
because
that's right. The father supersedes the authority of
Good question to ask. Because let's say, oh, there you go. I found it. So let's say if there's a situation where she has a father, we'll talk to the father. We don't have a problem. Like brothers, we'll actually go to the father and say, hey, I want to court your daughter. We would not take that power away from her. Brothers have went to uncles. Let's say if they don't have the father in their life, they went to the uncle or to the brother. So you can do that too.
I was just saying because that's not what he's claimed in answer.
Well, I was just running the rules down, but that caveat that you add, I just didn't cover that part. That's why I said that was a good question.
Okay, and just the last thing, I'm not trying to debate you. I'm just trying to understand with some of these questions, because you said that you are in favor of the patriarchy, right? So if you are in favor of the patriarchy, men lead, they should be at the helms of leadership and stuff like that.
I'm boss of all my women, all of them.
Okay, but if you never utilize force.
At KPMG, we make the difference by helping our clients turn risk management into a strategic asset that earns trust.
Then you're essentially equal to the woman on a physical standpoint. Because the difference that makes you said how? Well, one of the differences of men and women is that men we have the monopoly on force. You know what I mean? We're physically stronger, so that's what makes a man a man.
Would you say we're mentally stronger too?
That would be one of them, but I mean statistically,
we're mentally stronger. These women are not mentally weak. They can spew out. They can be to college. That college, I dealt with women that had college degrees and they fucked up in their head. They all need to be in padded room with a straight jacket on, getting fed water and applesauce and fucking pharmaceuticals. When these fucking educated hoes talk, that's Esau talking. They using Edomite words.
mentally strong a man has to be to walk up to a woman that has lived in a society where it's one man, one woman, and then here I come, and I say, you gonna be my wife. I got 5 other wives. I got 7 other wives, and you gonna be number 8. You know how mentally strong you gotta be to get them to do that?
Got it. So then you would...
Oh, when all hell breaks loose, and it's coming to that, thanks to Trump, we're gonna just grab him up. There's one video that did the woman, this homeless woman that was pretty. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know. I did it about a week or 2 ago. And she was saying, I'm homeless, I'm walking down the street, and men are coming up to me saying, you can live in my house, and this, that, and the other, and I say no. So the part of the name of the video was, there's going to come a time we're going to grab you up. Ain't going to be, who are you? You married? Bring her home. That's mine. That's going to happen. And that is happening to a certain degree. Now, in this man's laws, you get arrested for that, so don't do it. Don't be stupid. But when all hell breaks loose, we're going to be grabbing them. Isaiah 4 verse 1 is going to take place on this side.
Say that you would then utilize the influence over force then.
No,
influence is powerful.
If you want to call it
influence is powerful.
If you want to call it influence, that's fine. But my point is to show men are not only physical, we're mentally, spiritually, we're stronger than them in every way.
I get that. But one of the things that's really different, because there are some women that's smarter than men, that have higher IQ than men, but it could be a lot of them. Even if you look at the bell curve IQ.
All these women that say they're smart and educated, a lot of them motherfuckers are lonely. They don't know what to do. They bugged out. And especially when they hit a certain age, they go crazy. If they were fine, and then they everything drops, gravity takes over. They bug the fuck out. A lot of these women are bugged. A lot of these sisters that you deal with are bugged out. I'll say the majority of them are bugged out in the mind. They belong in the crazy house. The fact that they going from different men, they got different men. Like I said, one law needs to be applied. Boom. End of thing. Because you're going to be watching a woman, and you don't care if you see it with another man, because you're going to kill this bitch, and you're going to kill that motherfucker. And then you're going to let your other bitches know this is just a cautionary tale. You do what she did, you're going to wind up in the same. You're going to see that grave right there, you're going to be next to her. I'm saying, that's what I'm saying. And when shit gets raw, because it's getting raw, thanks to my man right here, it's getting raw. Niggas are going to get, they're going to go back to that realness, man. And in the back of their mind, they don't like Esau. And you niggas that, you should get rid of it, you're going to have to be deleted in the future. In the future. I'm not saying now, because you get arrested. There's certain things, you under the law, you under the Esau's law, until you're no longer under when all hell breaks loose, when chaos ensues, anarchy just simply means no government. You out there like the Road Warrior, Thunderdome. That was anarchy because you had no ruling government. They were fighting to get to they're fighting to see who's going to be the guy on top and control everybody else.
Men are at the higher end of the bell curve with the highest IQ, but then we're also at the lower end, the opposite end of the bell curve with the lowest and the highest IQ. And then women and men, from a general standpoint, we kind of hover around with the same IQ. One of the things
IQ doesn't work when you're in survival mode. Okay, you got a bitch with a doctor's degree couldn't light a fire in the woods.
Things that we do have a monopoly on, though, is force. But you're saying that you wouldn't want to utilize force; you would more so utilize influence. Okay, that's just a question that I had. Glenn, any last questions? Okay, cool.
Do you believe biblically that polygyny can be practiced today in America?
It's already happening. There's dudes that have women living with him. You got this brother Neo, the singer. He got four beautiful women living with him, and they have no problem with it as of right now. So we're human nature is making us come back to the natural laws.
Wait, say that one more time. I'm sorry.
So do you believe that, biblically speaking, polygyny can be practiced today in America?
I think it's already practiced. It's just not practiced properly.
It's not open. There's dudes that have a woman, got two women, three women to the side. Don't let her know. But you got a one man with a five woman living in the same.
Practice, but I'm asking you, if it, biblically speaking, should it be if you're a believer of God, a believer of Christ?
Yes.
Yeah, that has nothing to do with your beliefs.
With Hotels.com, members save up to 20%. With that kind of discount, you could stay at a place with a killer spa.
Okay.
But the thing with that, and why my brain, and the one thing me and Andrew did agree on, when it comes to America, as far as the government goes, like even in the Bible, the priests didn't control the marriage. The king didn't control the marriage. The husband and wife controlled the marriage. The husband controlled his marriages. So it wasn't like this super duper mandate. The only rules you see in place is if you get another wife, you can't reduce the existing wives. If you have a son by the wife you hate, you can't take away. So there's provisions like that.
Yeah, inheritance from your firstborn son. You might hate the mother, but you have another wife. They have a son. Y'all have a son. And you love that wife, so you give the second born son, preferential treatment. I hope I said that right. In other words, you got it. This is my firstborn son. Even though I hate his mother, he gets a number one inheritance in the order.
Yeah, but when it comes to like America only has that contract of marriage right now. But it doesn't stop you from, having sex. It doesn't say that that's marriage. So biblically speaking, it would always be indifferent with the government. That's why it's kind of...
Yeah, if the laws was applied, if the law on adultery was applied, you wouldn't... You pretty much 95% of the women out there among the Jake women, let's say, would be dead. Be as short as a woman. Edomite women, if that law was applied, and a lot of men would be dead too. So this place is out of order. That's why what I always say, the missiles can't come quick enough.
I like a clash a little bit when I answer that question. It's the last question I'm going to take because I'm about to roll.
I'm saying, are you saying yes, they can?
I would say yes, polygamy should, but then at the same time, thinking about the contract of marriage currently, I don't think it would change anything amongst Americans themselves. Like our mental has to change when it comes to sex, not the contract that America provides.
So he's saying, I didn't watch it from the beginning, this whole thing. It's a cut from a longer video, but he's saying to get America straight. No. First of all, America's not going to get straight. Polygyny is going to take place in the kingdom of heaven, fully, openly. Concubine, harems, thousands of wives, thousands upon thousands of 10,000 upon 10,000 of children.
But not legally, right? You're saying not legally speaking, Christians or believers of Christ cannot practice polygyny today in America, right?
Of course they could. And Christians are Israelites, by the way. So I grabbed it up and pulled it right back into the Bible. First of all, what do you mean by Christians? The only Christians are Israelites. for you to qualify to being a Christian, you have to be an Israelite first. Your line got to go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. If your line doesn't go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, you don't qualify to be a Christian.
Say that one more time. I want to make sure I got
it. Are you saying legally today Christians can practice polygyny in America and not be sinning?
Yes.
Well, you're sinning as far as you get legally married. That's against this government.
Okay. Can you help me understand Romans 13:1?
Okay.
When it says,
marriage speaks about marriage. Yeah, that doesn't mean you can have one woman.
Everyone must submit himself to the governing authorities, for there are no authorities except that which God has established. The authorities that exist have been established by God. Consequently, he who rebels against those authorities,
right.
He doesn't understand this. He doesn't understand the scriptures, because if they told you to take the mark, then, and you say I'm not taking the mark, the microchip, then you're rebelling against the government, and therefore you're rebelling against God. It's talking about, Paul is saying, don't try to take the government down. The Most High set up this government. The Most High is going to take down this government. Right?
And is rebelling what God has instituted. And those who do so will bring judgment on themselves. So in America, it is not legal to practice polygyny or,
He's got it wrong. See, these Edomites don't understand the scriptures. Paul was saying don't be like the Zealots or the Sicarii to physically take down the government. That's what Paul meant by that. It didn't say or whatever this man says, What if the man comes up with a new law that you got to be a mo? You got to be a mo. You can't lay with women. What if the government says, in order for you to legally marry a woman, she's got to be 37 years old. You get with a woman that's 36 years old, you go into jail. That shows you that it's a waste of fucking time dealing with these stupid ass Edomites.
Any form of multiple marriage.
By contract.
Romans chapter 13 has nothing to do with it has everything to do with rebelling, picking up arms to take the government. We're not to do that. That's why Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua was not with the Sicarii. Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushua was not with the what is it? The Sicarii, who came out of Sicarii? I can't even think of it. Brain is going. But anyway, it'll come back.
It's called bigamy.
Right, you're talking about by contract, meaning I can't have a marriage contract in New Jersey where I live and then go to New York and get a marriage contract, go to another state, get a marriage. I can't do that. That's what's illegal.
But there was no contracts. There were covenants, right?
But that's the only thing that's illegal in America. Like you can have a girlfriend.
Sure.
And you can have sex with her too, right?
Legally speaking, as long as it's consensual.
Right? You can have consensual sex with your girlfriend. But you're not married. Now, under God's eyes, can you just have sex with other men and women?
I wouldn't have sex with them. That'd be homosexuality.
No, I said men and women. I'm not trying to be funny.
Women.
Well, when I'm saying you, I apologize. I was talking in general. Like, from an American perspective, can people have sex with each other without the marriage certificate?
Yes.
Are they breaking the law?
Life's an adventure, and the 2025 Honda Ridgeline is built for all of it. Whether it's tackling rugged...
As long as they are consenting to
right. We agree that they're consenting, but are they breaking the law?
3 more minutes on this convo. Go ahead.
If you get married and with a woman in New York and you go to New Jersey to have sex, you're not married. You don't have a marriage license in New Jersey. Guess what? That's a violation of the Man's Act. So that's a federal crime. So what the hell are you talking? You better stay in the state.
Are they breaking the law? No.
So then a man that has more than one, what America would call girlfriends, is also not breaking the law. So when we say polygyny, I'm calling them a wife because in my dynamic, a man has one girlfriend. That's his wife in my dynamic. Even though America says that's not a wife.
Yeah, if you have sexual relations, the first one, that's your wife. She goes out and deals with another man while you're living, that's adultery.
Until you get the contract. So in my dynamic, if I have two women, I have two girlfriends. That's not illegal in America. I can call them a wife, I can call them wifey, I can call them my boo thing, I can call them sweetie, I can call them whatever I want to call them. As long as I do not have a marriage contract, I'm not breaking the law.
So you're hinging everything to the paper, like as long as I don't.
I'm hinging everything to God and that paper.
Your marriage, whether you got the paperwork or not, you're just making the state a third party. That's why you'll be a fucking fool to legally get married. In this country, because she can get half of your shit any damn way.
Well, I would say God judges the heart of man, right?
Facts.
All right, so if your heart is saying that I'm going to do whatever, a workaround to get away from...
It's not a workaround.
I mean, it pretty much is in a sense, because you're saying, I won't get married to this state, I get that, and I won't get married to the church, I get that, but if you're going to have this girlfriend, well, then that would be fornication.
But first of all,
you don't know. This is why we don't deal with Edomites. You don't know the scriptures. Spiritually, the scriptures are not in alignment with your spirit. That fornication. Fornication means adultery. Stop it.
Whether you call them wifey or girlfriend.
Fornication is what men and women are doing right now, according to God.
Well, not those that are married, right?
But they are married if they're having sex. See, this when I said that. But you trying to join?
Fornication is sex outside of the covenant of marriage.
No, it's not, dumbass. This is why I don't like dealing with Edomites, man. Just cut them up. This is not for you. This is not for you. We're gonna explain something to them. I ain't got nothing. All I gotta do is tell you you're going into captivity, and that's it. And then we're gonna delete you from off the earth.
Right. But sex is marriage in the Bible. Exodus 22:16 says, if you entice a maid and lie with her,
a woman, and you take her virginity, you owe them the bride price. But it also says if the father doesn't accept that, then you owe her the price of the virgin.
No, that's not what that verse means. What that verse means, if the father, if the
the father can refuse the son, but why would he do that? Because ain't nobody gonna want her. Everybody back in their day, and if you were rich, you ain't want a woman that was
father refuses the marriage, he has to pay you to get his daughter back. Right. Why does he have to pay to get the daughter back? Because they had sex. But in America, everybody is breaking God's laws. Wait a second. In America, everybody is breaking God's laws because of that piece of paper.
1, 2, 3.
Another fucking commercial.
Harold has metastatic prostate cancer. But like you, Harold has stuff to do. He takes Nubeca.
Yes, but with that verse, that verse does not say because if you have sex, you are married.
Why is he going to endow?
If you have sex, whether you get paperwork or not, you are considered husband and wife. Go back to Isaac and Rebekah.
The consequences, he stole the virgin.
That's not a consequence. It don't say steal. It does not say steal.
It says if a man seduces a virgin,
entice,
not betrothed, and lies with her, he shall give the bride price.
Which is different from Deuteronomy 22 verse 28. That means you just straight up take her. And oppose it. Like I said, everybody's wrong on this one.
Why is he doing that?
Because
he had sex with her.
Yes. Because
so now, all of the people in America,
the woman is under the father's authority.
I don't disagree with none of that. But because he had sex with her, I don't disagree with none of that.
Oh, by the way, if the man entices a woman, he has said she complies. He has sex. The father get mad. The father can't kill the man unless she wasn't married to another man or engaged. Well, once she's married to another man, she's no longer under her father's rule. She's under her husband's rule.
And all of the people in America that are having sex are not paying the dowry.
I get
yeah, because they don't apply the laws of the scriptures.
That I'm not even.
So I'm not breaking a law. You got to tell me what law in America I'm breaking if I have 3 women.
What I'm saying is the heart. The heart. That's what
I just want to know what law I'm breaking.
None, because you're not
married.
Shalom.
We good.
Right?
I am. No. To God, I'm married to all of them. To America, I'm not.
That's exactly what I'm saying. If you're saying to God you are married to all of them, and then to God said He put the authorities above you, and you have to obey the laws.
You don't know what the fuck. This is why I don't talk to Edomites. They don't. These scriptures are not for you. You're not built to understand these scriptures. Let's go to Romans. I'm getting ready to close. Let's go to, I'm sorry for going long. Romans 13. Any law that the Esau passed, you got to follow it. If they say take the chip, you got to follow it, or you're going against the Most High. I don't got too much to say about Edomite. Just you're Edomite, you're going into captivity, then you're going to be deleted. Let every soul be subject unto the higher power, for there is no power from the God or the Dane, the God, whosoever therefore resisteth the power, resisteth the ordinance of the Most High. Let's look up the word resisteth. So that would mean you got to take the mark of the beast and microchip. If you don't, you're not listening. You're not obeying the Most High. So you can tell the father that. Well, I took it because you told me this is the authority. The authority says to take it. Resist. Let's look up the word resist for this dumb Edomite.
Strong's G 498. Antitasso.
To range in battle against. To oppose oneself. Resist. To range in battle against meaning to take over. A rebellion. Most High set up the Roman rulership, and you're not to rebel physically against them. So the Zealots and the Sakari were going off. They were not following. Even though they knew that they were Israelites, they were praying to the Lord. The Most High was not with them spiritually. He's with the apostles. Let's listen to a little bit more.
Of the land, if you're saying,
I'm not breaking no law.
I want you to uphold.
All right, fellas, that's the end of this convo. It's the end of this one. But good back and forth. Y'all made it an entire debate. I let it go on because it was getting kind of good. So I was like, all right,
well, this guy doesn't understand the scriptures. I guarantee you, if you went into the prophecies, he'll be lost.
Appreciate that too. And I am about to roll.
But I want you to know, I don't think polygyny is a sin in the Bible. Just so you know. I just
No,
think
that's
it's
fine.
a sin to be
No, it was a
practiced
good
in America
dialogue.
because of the laws of the land.
Yeah, good dialogue, man. Okay.
Yeah, they will arrest you if you legally get married. You can't do that. You know, that's why the missiles can't come quick enough. Let's hope this thing. Let's see what's going to happen.
Cap, I know you got to go, but let me just get through some of these super chats. You got 10 minutes for me, man?
Yeah, I got 10 minutes, man.
Okay, appreciate you, man. All right, we got Rachel Wilson.
I don't think I got 10 minutes.
Sends in $10. She says, marital grape was never legal. It was simply classified under assault or battery, as Andrew explained.
She don't know what she's talking about. I went to the laws. I'm not going to go back to it. Matter of fact, let's go back to it. When you read it, it goes into prior to the 70s, marital grape was legal in every U.S. state and only first became partially outlawed in Michigan and Delaware in 1974. So I was a kid. So let's come on back. But you got a woman. This is why the women just say shalom, great video, and keep it moving. Unless you have a sincere question, and you don't have a husband. We ain't trying to hear what you got to say. We ain't trying to hear what you women got to say. We don't want your opinion. You ain't got no business breaking down scriptures.
He's just lying. Okay. Okay, fair enough. Any reply to that, Cap, or not?
Yeah, I'm just reading what's on the paper. Anybody can go on the internet, and it says marital rape was legal in every state until it became outlawed. The court.
Yeah, but you're wrong because she said it. That's the black woman said it. She's been endowed with power by the white man.
In question is Oregon versus Rideout, 1978.
He's read the same thing that I read.
At KPMG, we make a difference by helping our clients navigate the ever-evolving universe of technology.
Fair enough. We got let's see here. Few of these came in, and once again, chat, I am only reading $10 and up. We got a lot of $1, $2, $5 super chat.
Yeah, because you want to make some money. If it was $100, the $10 had to get in line.
I would love to read them all, but we just don't have the time. But I do.
If you got $1,000 motherfucker super chat, you gonna go in front of the line.
Appreciate all of you.
It's all about money with these people.
You for sending in the super chats, and let's drop a no fugazi for you guys.
No fugazi.
All right, we got I guess it's sins in $10. 1 Timothy 3 verse 2 says, an overseer must be, not sure, I guess he written that in Greek, but don't know how to read Greek, bro. I don't know what you just said. Or then he says, okay, a one woman man, okay, the Greek.
That's if you're a bishop or a deacon. I'm not a bishop and I'm not a deacon.
Is singular.
This is why this black clown, Nate, makes the highest office that you can get, bishop or deacon. If a deacon has another woman, brother, you going off, you out. Well, you a bishop, brother, and you a deacon. That's cunningly devised. Well, now I can't use that because it's not a fable. But he's playing people. I'm going to make you a bishop. I'm going to make you a deacon. Oh, you got a girl on the side? Oh, brother, no. You know what the scriptures say. They don't call these guys, but he's a general. They don't call these guys general. He playing you. He playing all you guys. From Yawasop to what's his name? Kanai Gabar, Yawasop, which are Paleo Hebrew.
Exclusive and moral, clearly rejecting polygamy in marriage and heart.
And for you stupid hammerhead women out there, and let's say we just one woman and one man, you're gonna have shit. You're gonna have a bed strapped to your fucking back, cause we're gonna be pumping. We're gonna be hitting you 20 times a day. And you're going to be at the verge of killing yourself. You dummies. You fucking dumbass women. We going in the kingdom of heaven, we are going to have thousands of women. They're going to be Israelite women, and they're going to be women of the other nations, and we're going to have babies with all of them. You can have babies with other nations' women because the children that come out of that union are Israelites any goddamn way. Okay? So we're going to be, hey, as Dennis Hopper said in the movie True Romance, if you didn't see that movie, great movie, classic. To me, it's better than Pulp Fiction. Pulp Fiction is a classic, but True Romance is a classic too. He said they did so much effing that they changed the face of the color of Sicily forever, or however he said it. Talking about the Sicilians, the Southern Italians, are the products of the Moors.
Reply back to that.
No, it's just not unlawful.
He's saying First Timothy. What'd you say?
It's just not unlawful. When people pull up law on a bishop, must be blameless. That, first of all, if I take it in their literal misunderstanding, it's talking about a bishop and a deacon. So even if I
boom, good, thank you, good one. Because if you're a deacon or a bishop, you're in charge of the church to keep the church in order. So you ain't got time to be with 5 and 6, 10 women. So that's a dedication. That's what the whole Catholic priests, they're like bishops, deacons. That's why they don't have wives. Well, anyway, they don't have wives, period. So that anybody that's a Roman Catholic is a real dummy.
Was to take it literally. That means only the bishop or deacon. But
now they're allowing popes and bishops and deacons and cardinals to have wives because people are leaving the Roman Catholic Church. The truth is not in the Roman Catholic Church. The truth is not in Christianity. The truth is in the Bible, as the prophets of the Lord, which are Israelites, teach you. We are the authorities of this here book.
But the idea that this means that no other man outside of these titles, so the blacksmith, the welder.
Good point, Captain Jazariak. I gotta give it to you. Good point. You said what I said. You said it in a different way. Good point. Brava.
The weapons maker, the armor bearer, they could all have another woman if they wanted to.
The priest, the prophet, the apostle, the disciple.
So this is a horrible example to say that you cannot have more than one wife, because that's not what the verse is talking about.
Fair enough. We got I'm a hunter, says in $10. So he pulls up defense in relation to force. Got the answer, then says that the answer he got was wrong and that Google doesn't understand. What he thinks it means rather than admitting he was wrong. And he replied to that.
The meaning of defense was wrong. I just looked it up. I don't know if I would have to go back and listen. I don't recall saying that.
Yeah, I think when Andrew was speaking about force, you said, well, what about defense? You said that's not force, and
yeah, I
said, well, that's
principle that it was wrong.
Stay ahead of business threats with 24/7 proactive network security from Optimum Business.
Hope you're making a lot of money.
Because I looked at defense as something that you're only doing because someone is attacking you. Because the force that Cooley was talking about, that is, I'm sorry, Andrew, is when you're on the offensive. I don't look at somebody as being defensive as forcing, but if you want to call it forcing, that's fine. So that's what I meant by that.
So yeah, not forcing, not like enforce. So when Andrew is referring to force doctrine, he's just speaking about force in general. So like on offense, they use force. You're using physical force, and then also on defense, even though you are defending yourself, you would still be using physical force. So that's just what it means by that.
Force doctrine, Cooley, just so everybody can understand, it says force doctrine typically refers to the imposition of a specific set of beliefs, principles, or practices upon a group of individuals, often through coercion or pressure. So even coercion doesn't have to be physical force; it could be talking.
Yeah, so I do believe that means like if you are trying to legislate and put things in law so it can be enforced, the process of getting your ideology or whatever you want, like a right to be enforced, you can use coercion, like politicians, you can use coercion, you can use influence, bribes, you can use all of these type of things to win the vote, then so men can enforce the right. That's what that's pretty much saying. But okay, cool. We got Samurai Smack sends in $20. Appreciate the support. He says, if sleeping with a woman means you are married to her and she had multiple previous partners that you didn't know of, is she married to all of them? Question. If
she's legally married in the eyes of the Most High to the first one. If she goes with another man and the first man is alive, she's an adulterer, which means she's a harlot. That makes her a harlot. And it says if a priest has a daughter that's a harlot, he should she should be burnt with fire. Let me go ahead and find that. Burnt. Let me put in burnt. Burnt. Okay, burnt with fire. Should go right to it. If I'm not mistaken, it's Leviticus. Burnt with fire, flesh sacrifice. Give me a second. Okay, here it is right here. Leviticus 21 verse 19. And the daughter of any priest, which we all going to be priests in the kingdom, if she profane herself, profane meaning outside the temple, I'll look it up in the New Testament. I'll look it up in the Hebrew. Herself by playing the whore, sleeping around with other men. Initially, she lays out with the first man. She goes with another man. She goes with another man. She becomes a whore. The majority of you Israelite women out here are fucking whores. All right? She profaneth her father. She shall be burnt with fire. They're going to burn her to death. Let me look up the word profane in the Hebrew. She's doing something that's not holy. And I believe the Latin is outside the temple. You're doing something in the temple that you shouldn't be doing, something that you should be doing outside the temple. Right, defile, pollute, yeah. That's why you got these diseases. These black cities. I did a video, the top 10 cities with the most STIs, sexual transmitted infections, were all so-called black cities. Because our people had order. That's why the missiles can't come quick enough to profane oneself, defile, ritually, sexually. If one law was applied, this country would be cut down to maybe a couple million people. If the law of adultery, the punishment for adultery was applied, there'd be a lot of dead people. So let's come on back.
So, by sleeping with her, are you unknowingly committing adultery?
You're committing adultery if you know it. If she lies, oh, I never lay with nobody, my husband died, you don't know. The sin is not on you because she's lying. The sin is on her, not on you. But if you know she's laying with men, all the men, all the women that he got with, are they all virgins? Because they're really not your wives. They're really, that's really funny. Because any of those men, I'm the first one to lay with her. I want to put you to death. So all the women that he got as wives, are they virgins? Did he get them when they were virgins? If not, they really not. We're going into technical. But did the Lord say, a wicked and evil and adulterous generation seeketh after a sign?
You wouldn't be charged. Okay. In the book of Acts, Paul says it was a time when God winked at our ignorance, but have now called us all to repentance. So what does that mean? That same scenario, let's say if that woman had 10 boyfriends before she got to you, but she's single in her mind when she got to you. And then you start learning that, of course, sex is marriage. The common thing is to think about your sexual past. But what you did in your past doesn't count once you get the knowledge of the truth. Hebrews 10:26 says, if you sin willfully after getting the knowledge of the truth, there remaineth no more sacrifice of sins. So once you get that knowledge, if that woman was to know she got a current man and still tell you after she got that knowledge that she don't have a man, then she's committing adultery. But if she don't tell you and you sleep with her and you don't know, that's not adultery.
Well, it's adultery, but it's not. You're not going to be punished for it because you didn't know. She lied to you.
Only adultery once you know and then still sleep with her. Now you're an adulterer.
Come on into Baymont, where you'll be greeted with a warm welcome, get a cozy room to rest up in, then...
Fair enough. We got Sin City, sends in $15. Solomon, man, Andrew needs to stop over talking when his back is against the wall. He's not letting Cap get his point across before trying to show his oppression genes. Yo, y'all in the chat, bro. Yo, the chat. Yo, y'all in the chat, man. Y'all funny, dog. Y'all funny. We got Black Row sends in $10, so I appreciate the support. We got okay, this is Rachel Wilson. She sends in $20. She says, just in case the $10 wasn't enough to get up there and to support the channel. Okay, she already sent this in before. I do appreciate the support of Rachel Wilson. We got Tyga sends in $20. Easy W for Andrew. Taz is a racist and heretic, perverting the word of God to suit his narrative and lead people
Everybody's a fucking racist.
Right. He has trouble pronouncing 3-letter words, and he didn't even know what steel man meant. Wow, sad. Any rebuttal
I do want to respond to that. I don't know if he's white or black, but somebody called. If he's white, and he's called.
He's white. He was up here before. I think he was the second person you spoke to.
Black person racist in America is absurd. And I think while I was delayed, like you see how I got this cord in my headphones now? When I was talking before, I was using the Bluetooth connection. So there was like a half-second delay, like when I was talking. So when I was talking, you know how you can hear yourself in the headphones. So I was hearing myself.
Anyway, you know what I'm going to say? I went long. Forgive me. Shalom, on to the next shalom.